M1 Abrams is old tech. It is bad for today's battlefield. Just look at Middle East and how our Abrams tanks getting scorched left and right. I don't know what is USA even planning to do with that old shit today. Abrams is good tank, but it is just not one of the most modern ones, aka it is outdated. Aim your ATGM at the back of the turret of the Abrams and you will get a lot of kills. Red effect is full of shit. T90A Beast M1A2 Abrams Sec V3. Abrams is 40 years old, obsolete piece of crap. Abrams. More like shitbrams. Nope, M1 sucks.
Hello everyone, you've probably seen or heard people saying how Abrams is an obsolete tank, mainly because it's an old design. Well, today we will be taking a look at the variant which is mostly used today, the M1A2 Sep V2, and see if it is indeed an obsolete tank. Protection of M1A2 Sep V2 is somewhat good for modern warfare. That is on the turret only. The turret is rated to be around 800 to 940mm against APVSDS projectiles. But it is worth noting that sources that state the armor to be 940mm also say that the turret of T90A is 1000mm against APVSDS, which is confirmed to not be true, but rather around 800 to 850mm. The heat protection turret is estimated to be somewhat around 1400 to 1600mm, which is extremely good since little to no heat projectile have that much penetration. The hull, on the other hand, is a different story. The lower front plate doesn't have depleted uranium mesh and therefore is less protected. Estimates range from 550 to 650mm against APVSDS and around 800 to 900mm against heat projectiles, where the area with armored fuel tanks is rated more, and could be enough for modern projectiles, but still the center area is not. Now we come to the weakest point of the front hull, which is the upper front plate. It is 51mm thick and with no composition and angled at 82 degrees, which is around 367mm of armor equivalency, which is very, very bad. The biggest issue is that modern APVSDS projectiles have better penetration and soft targets, and that armor would perform even worse against them. Even the area with armored fuel tanks would not be enough to stop any modern APVSDS projectile. The good thing is that the extreme angle has a purpose of deflecting high-explosive anti-tank projectiles, making them not fuse properly, but it does not help against any APVSDS projectile. The worst thing about it is just beneath the turret, unlike modern tanks which have weak spots completely at the bottom of the tank, which with Abrams is not the case. Therefore, it is far more likely to get hit. Side armor of the turret is also very good for modern standards. It is said that it can sustain direct hit from RPG-7, which would mean that in 30-degree arc it offers great protection. The hull sides are also not bad, since the first couple of steel plates on the front have enhanced thickness to protect the tank from incoming projectiles at the frontal arc, but they cannot take any projectile directly, not even from autocannons. The good thing is that Abrams has Tusk 2 package available, which equips the entire side of the hull with explosive reactive armor blocks, which enhance protection against tandem-shaped projectiles. Which means that even the hull, together with the turret, offer great protection in 30-degree frontal arc with the Tusk 2 package. The tank also incorporates Duke's Crew V2 system, which prevents IEDs from being remotely detonated and warns the crew when there has been an attempt at remote detonation nearby. Another thing worth noting is that Abrams has good crew safety, with blast doors and blowout panels for the ammo rack at the back of the turret, and ammo in the hull is also protected with additional armor and blowout panels, which drastically improves crew survivability compared to other tanks. It is also said that M1A2 Sep V2 or M1A2B will receive Trophy Hard Kill Active Protection System as standard. If so, that would even further enhance the protection against any high-explosive anti-tank projectile. So, in conclusion, for protection, the front turret can take fire from any projectile present on the modern battlefield, while the hull is not so fortunate. The sides, along with the Tusk 2 package, offer great protection against hollow charge projectiles. And if Trophy gets implemented on all tanks, it would greatly enhance the protection, but for now the hull needs improvements. All in all, the protection is lacking because of the hull, but it cannot be said that it is obsolete.
Is of survivability, maintainability, fuel efficiency, and network capability. It's Army requirements that we always try to meet, but it's a lot of GD proprietary technology that we developed in order to meet those requirements. There's a new armor package inside the turret and the hull.
I hate this channel.
No! No!
Variety of threats. There's also an improved anti-IED capability, electronic warfare built onto the vehicle.
Let's take a look at firepower of the tank. The tank is armed with M256 120mm 44 caliber long gun and can fire M829A3 IPVSDS projectile, which is said to have around 770mm penetration in 2 km, and is designed to beat Russian Contact 5 explosive reactive armor, currently present on their T-72B3 tanks. It can also fire M830A1 MPAD projectile, which is multi-purpose projectile which can be used as standard heat or be set to airburst over or near targets including helicopters. For now the firepower is good enough, but US has reached the limit of APVSDS length for Abrams tanks and can only make small improvements for APVSDS projectile, which is the case with the latest M829A4, which has the same dimensions as M829A3, but has only been enhanced to deal with new Russian relic explosive reactive armor. Another problem is that US still uses 44 calibers long gun, which is a modified German L44. If they started using L55 gun, they could increase the penetration of their current projectiles and could give the tank superior firepower to deal with more modern threats. So the firepower is still good, but without the major improvements such as L55 gun, it could soon become obsolete. Regarding the fire control system of M1 A2 SEPV2, it is good enough for modern warfare. It incorporates second generation thermal imaging system for both gunner and commander, which is on par with most of the modern tanks. It also has battle management system that provides real-time accurate information of the surrounding battlefield. The commander also has access to Kraus remote weapon station that is equipped with M2 Browning machine gun and also has its own thermal imaging system and laser rangefinder. Also, it is worth to be noted that in the near future Abrams will get improvements on its fire control system that include third generation thermal imaging system for both gunner and commander, improved laser rangefinder, color cameras, and more on M1 A2 SEPV3 or M1 A2C variant. So, to conclude the video, Abrams definitely needs an upgrade in firepower, and the protection is not looking that good either. Sure, it has one of the most protected turrets in the world, which is the area that is statistically most likely to get hit, but the hull protection is surely lacking, especially considering that upper front plate is completely useless against modern APVSDS, and upgrading it would put a lot of weight on the front part of the vehicle, which could cause a lot of problems. But if we take a look at the fire control system and safety of the crew, it is definitely good in that regard. The upcoming M1 A2C or SEPV3 is going to have upgraded armor, but the upper front plate definitely did not receive any major upgrade if it did receive one to begin with. But nevertheless, the tank needs more powerful gun. M829 series reached the peak length, and without a longer gun, there can be little to no improvements in penetrating power. US really needs to look at some big upgrades. M1A2C is getting there with fire control system and protection improvements, but without a new gun, Abrams cannot be expected to be a match for most powerful tanks of the future. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my Patreon if you want to support my channel. Join my Discord server if you have some questions or just want to chat. And I will see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.
Interesting. Searching YouTube will let you see a lot of Abrams being destroyed or disabled in Iraq, wounded or killed crew being dragged out of tanks. But when you watch a video like this you get an impression it is indestructible.